class packs do have their place. There are certain people that want them. You just don't need to offer them first. It's a great way for you to get people into your studio. What I want to ask you about is your opinion on ClassPass.
Whoa.
What are your thoughts on ClassPass?
I do not like it.
Hi, my name's Jamie.
Hi, my name's Allana.
I'm Mitch.
Together we have 32 years industry experience with Pilates and fitness businesses. Together we've opened up 21 studios.
I am the CEO of Muse Pilates. I have 14 studios, 4 of which are franchisees.
And Jamie and I have worked with over 600 studios across 4 different countries.
Welcome back to episode 2 of the Business of Pilates podcast. My name is Jamie.
I'm Allana.
I'm Mitch.
In today's podcast episode, we are going to talk about the business fundamentals of Pilates and the great ClassPass debate.
Oof.
Before we start, you guys look amazing, by the way, in this brand new studio.
Yeah, I got my nice black t-shirt on.
As you're joking off
Dressed
camera,
up.
I started dieting last night.
24-hour shred.
About 100 grams down.
I can tell.
No food this morning, just in case of bloating.
Looking lean.
That's why he's going to
Thanks,
pass
guys.
out in a
Thanks,
minute.
guys.
We should
Yeah.
stop talking and we'll look over it.
Need some caffeine.
Okay, enough of the jokes. This is really,
This is serious.
This is really, really important. So we'll end with the ClassPass debate if you stay till the end. But what we want to talk about is the fundamentals of business effectively.
Yeah.
It's something that is so overlooked. It is, you can't see the forest through the trees, and nothing fires Mitch up more than bad pricing. So we want to start with, if you're looking to open up a studio, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of a pre-sale, but at the core, does the math make sense? Do you want to expand on that, Mitch?
I think a lot of people, when they're choosing their price, don't put enough thought into it. If they are pricing something based on what they think is fair, what they have paid in the past, what the studio up the street is priced at, then there's every chance that business is doomed from the get-go. And what I think a line or a question that often gets through to people when we're talking about price to owners, they'll say, oh, ABC business up the street charges $60 a week, so I'm going to charge $60. Or even worse, they'll say, I'm going to charge $55. And I'll say, how do you know that business isn't losing money? And they'll say, oh, but look at their socials. They've always got people there. I said, social media can be very deceiving. And I think just hitting it home, like they might be losing money and you're copying a business that is potentially in the red and might be out of business in a year's time. So do not do that.
The way I describe it to fitness professionals is like, you can be taking your creatine, you can be having your branched chain amino acids, you can have your turmeric, your magnesium, but if you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. And if the business fundamentals don't make sense, it doesn't matter how nice your studio is. So trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
You opened up your first Muse studio in the Inner West.
Yes.
What were the business fundamentals you were looking at?
First of all, I wanted to make sure that the rental price wasn't too extravagant. That was really important to me.
How did you
Rental.
even know what the range was?
Just a whole bunch of research. So I found a lot of the, like if something was brand new and didn't need a fit out, it was just so extravagant. I mean, all of them need a slight fit out, don't get me wrong. But if it was newer, didn't need that much of a fit out, they might have been asking double or more. So for me, that might be okay if I'm just giving it a crack and I'm going to be there for a year. But if I'm playing the long game, like that studio is still open and I've just signed another very long lease. So that's 6 years later. It makes sense for me when I was looking to go, all right, I'm going to go something a bit cheaper that's more reasonable, that, I'm not just working to pay off the rent on that place. And then I'll spend a bit more on the fit out and do a nice fit out. That fit out's going to cost more than getting a more expensive place I won't need to do much of a fit out on, but I've stayed there for 6 years. I could well and truly paid itself back to that fit out.
What size facility? Like
That's
square-
100 square meters, and that is
that your normal?
one of our smallest ones.
So one thing I found really interesting is we're at your Water Space studio, absolutely stunning. And
Thank you.
I was surprised by how small it is compared to most functional studios.
One of the smallest of
And
ours.
the first thing we thought would be like, these fit outs could be so much economical, like more viable than a functional fit out.
Yeah,
Because you need barbells, rigged, you're dropping heavy weights, you need skiers, rowers, bikes.
Our ones were 180 squares.
Yep.
You're still
And-
quite small.
Yeah, and probably like 140 of actual space once you take out the bathrooms and
Yep.
a bit of
So some of
perception
our
or
bigger
whatever.
studios, excuse me, are around that 200 now.
Okay.
And I think that's come with knowing that we could go a little bit bigger, maybe put an extra 2 reformers in, maybe.
You're
know.
limited sometimes by what's available too, because it's
Yeah,
like
of
I might need
course.
like 140, like that would be absolutely perfect. Then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, they're 100 or
Yeah.
180.
You can only look at what will work that is available.
Would you ever go bigger than that now? Like
Um,
3, if it was like 260?
It would depend on the rent and it would depend on the area. Like if it was regional and I thought that, they could really use a creche, a sauna, a
Yeah.
body roller, that kind of a thing, and put more in there to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, but you just have to be really careful.
With your studios, in terms of the business fundamentals, did you get the spreadsheet out?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you say
Yeah,
rent
yeah, yeah.
was $2,000 a week? Wages are going to be this.
Yep.
I need X number of members.
Yeah.
And did you base your price on that? Did you know how many members the studio you worked out had? Like, how did you break down that math? Because I think, honestly, it's like people think, I love Pilates. I want to open up a business.
Yep.
There's one building left. The landlord's applying some scarcity urgency. I've got 5 people looking at it.
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
sign it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, as Mitch said, literally doomed from day one.
Yeah. So I was that spreadsheet girly. Everything was on there.
You've seen my spreadsheets, haven't you?
I've seen you. I'm not like that. Nothing like that. But I mean, I was married at the time, and so it was a decision that we were both like. It's my business. It was my business, and continues to be. But he had to, agree that we would spend money on it.
Yeah, of course.
And my ex is an accountant, so I basically had to pitch him. Like I did
Yeah.
it for about a year. I was like, look at the numbers, look at the numbers, look at all this.
Get a
Like
slideshow out.
So
I
Mitch-
really
yeah.
had to.
Mitch
yeah.
is our CFO, and
Yeah.
I'm like the creative. Let's do it. Let's rock and
Yeah.
roll. He's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
You
Hold
didn't
on
put
a minute.
You didn't put
Let me
GST. You
see
didn't
the
put
numbers.
GST
Yeah.
in
What
that.
about the
Yeah.
fees we pay on
Yeah.
that?
Did you take
Yeah.
into account overdue payments? Did you take into account Stripe takes 3%?
Yeah.
And even though you said you're not together anymore,
Yeah.
that would have been helpful.
Yeah. Look at having to do those numbers. I mean, I would have done them anyway to work out like what I should spend and ongoing costs and stuff like that. But actually having to really pitch my idea and
Shark
the
Tank.
numbers, honestly, for like a whole year, I was
Yeah.
like, come on.
Kids
Like,
go to bed and you say, all right.
yeah, let's have a look at the
Look at my
spreadsheet. But
presentation.
like you have to do those things. It has to be when you're married. It has to be joint decision. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess to start the episode off, like if you haven't thought about the math,
Yep.
definitely get the spreadsheet out.
Oh,
Definitely work
don't-
out how many
don't do
reformers
anything.
you can get to the room. Definitely work
Yep.
out the rent. And the other thing too is I find most fitness business owners are pretty helpful. Ask around.
yeah, exactly.
Ask
So Jamie
around.
listed off a few before, but why don't you tell us, like, what are those line items,
Yeah.
things that you need to take into consideration when starting?
I think the 2 really big ones are the rent on the premises, but there's things that people don't think about. Like you'll need a bond, like quite a big bond to get that premises.
Typically 3 months.
Typically 3 months. It depends. I don't like to sign a personal guarantee for them. I like it just to be in the company name
Yep.
only, which a lot of landlords will say, no worries, you have to pay 6 months. So
Mm.
that's, yep.
And just to jump in there, it's interesting too, right? Because like you're thinking that far ahead. Like, what if this goes wrong? Because it's a
Yeah, I mean,
possibility.
yeah, you have to.
But then most studio owners that we work with that just open their first studio, they've got like their personal bank account attached where the direct debit goes into there.
They go buy
Yeah.
lunch and then they get their payout in
Yeah,
the
so
same account
Yeah,
an hour
that's
later.
that's not good.
it's a serious thing. So serious.
It's not good at all.
And what else? What's the other important
Yeah,
one?
so I think the main thing to consider is the rent. Like I think that's number one, because otherwise, as I said earlier, that you'll just be working to pay off the rent. So
and you're stuck with that. Like
You're
it's-
stuck with
yeah,
that.
until you lease it.
and you
back.
also have to be careful. You don't want a lease that's too short. Like if you go in and go really hard with a 12-month lease, by the time you fit it out, build the business up,
Yeah.
they're like, bye, they might take it for themselves.
Yeah.
So you have to really think about
Because
that.
our unique perspective in this conversation is I speak to about 25 owners a week.
Yeah.
And I've heard that story.
Yeah.
I'm getting kicked out.
Yeah.
There's no other places around.
Yeah.
And they have a very tough decision to reinvest or just to close the business.
Yep,
So
exactly.
it's just, again, like the fundamentals really matter.
I think that's the most important thing, quite frankly. Next would be the fit out. Like,
Okay.
How much you could spend so much money
Are
on
you
fit
handy on a
outs.
paintbrush?
No.
No.
Look at these now. No, I'm not handy at all. like at
Okay.
all. So I'm not on the tools.
And with the fit out, are you looking for like a business that might have been somewhat similar to
No,
some
they
sort of
don't.
studio? Or
No.
could it be like a
And-
hair salon or like
to me, that's almost a red flag now.
What's the weirdest building you've changed? Like bank to Pilates studio?
Our Hamilton studio used to be a church.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't kind of look like a church, but
Holy
anybody.
Spirit
Only
on
you're
your
getting
side.
tax-free money.
Oh, so good.
You do have the Holy Spirit on your
Jesus.
side.
Yeah.
That's handy.
To the fit out, I mean, you could get all your friends in there and do a painting party and set everything up yourself and do it really, really on the cheap.
Which most people do that we speak to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they get their friends and their
Yeah.
dad.
And do you. But for me going into them, it's always been, no, I want a beautiful fit out because this isn't like, I'm not here to muck around.
So speaking about the business fundamentals,
Yeah.
most people go into it and have no cash flow.
Nope.
Did you have a budget in mind when
Yep.
you first opened? And did you have a number of months that you could lose money for? And what was that?
Yeah. I can't really remember the specifics, but it was, like we'd planned it all out and it, hopefully we'd start to break even after, I don't know if it was 3 or 6 months but we
Yeah.
broke even
Yeah.
from day one.
And most people need to break even by day one.
Yes.
What about staffing? Because for a lot of people, maybe not your situation, but people will start something new and then they're also taking all the classes or running 80% of them.
Yeah.
What was your, experience with that?
I just think you're really, really capped. And there's no, when I say these things, it's just from my experience and I've got no judgment to how people want to run their business or anything like that. But I think that you're really limited. If you're running a good majority of the classes at a busy studio, you will be absolutely rooted. Like you will have no time for the
Yeah,
back
we've been
end
there.
stuff,
Yeah.
no time for looking after members, sales, marketing. Like you just wouldn't.
Well,
That's
one
why
thing-
our Done For You service exists. If you're under 100 members and you're running all the sessions, no matter how much we teach you about marketing and sales, you can't pick up the phone and dial.
No,
And
we
we-
wouldn't have the time.
We used to take a lot of sessions, never all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, well, very early. Actually, we did early on. No, we would share them, but they're early and then they're late.
Yep.
Like it's not like you come in at 9 and run your classes till 5 p.m. and then leave. Like it is the start and end. And then the theory is, I can do them and then I can work all through the day and then the end, but you just lose all your mojo.
Yeah.
At least in our experience. But
yeah, I think I
It's
agree.
it's from what we see though, that is the one thing that you do have a bit of control over because you need your lease, you got to pay it, you fit out, you need to do it, it's going to cost whatever.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, well, I physically can do these sessions. Like I
Yes.
can. Like
Yes.
I've got 2 arms,
Yep.
2 legs. I've got got my certification. I
Yep.
can do it. And
Yep.
I think that's where people get caught. It's like I'll start doing them and then I'll hire someone and then I'll move out.
Yeah.
And then they
Sometimes
never
you
do.
just have to take the leap.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that rock and a hard place where they haven't got enough money to hire people,
Yep.
but they haven't got enough time to do anything else.
Yep.
And you need to take that leap if you want to go to the next step. Otherwise, you effectively build yourself a prison.
Yes. And I think asking people who have no idea about the industry or business in general, like, I'm thinking about moving, doing less hours and working on the business a bit more. And they're like, it's too early. Don't do that. And you're like,
Yeah.
you've got no idea. But
Yeah.
back in the really early days, I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right. And
Yeah.
when I trusted my gut and like moved back from teaching and put more effort into the back end of the business, like it was fantastic. And I should have just listened to myself or asked people who knew.
What was your
you know.
pitch? What was your Shark Tank pitch to the accountant? I want to do this for a year. Like, how many times did the pitch change? And what was it that you think got the accountant over the line? It's just like, shut up, Allana.
It's good we're calling him the accountant. Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Persistence, I'm thinking.
Persistence,
You
yeah.
seem, you seem
I-
quite persistent.
I don't.
Wore him down.
Yeah, I don't have anything else that I could add. To
Come
that.
on. I really want to do it. Come on, you've seen my sheet.
Yeah.
Did you, but I guess
I was like, the numbers work. It works.
that's what I need into.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
made you think it would work? Did you do the quick 200 members times 60 is 12,000 a week minus GST is 10,800. The rent's 2,000. Wages.
Yeah.
That's
I did
effectively
like
what you did.
I did low, medium, high, extra high, all those like.
Yeah. Did you have a worst case scenario? If everything goes wrong,
Yeah, of
we're still
course.
going to not lose money.
No, if everything went wrong, we would lose that amount of money, but we gave it a crack. Like
Yeah.
that was, and I was realistic, but
think it's important to play worst case.
Yeah.
We always, every decision, it's like, okay, if this is, and like our relationship, Jamie's the optimist, I'm like the pessimist.
Yeah.
I like to call myself a realist,
I've heard
but probably
that.
pessimist.
Yeah.
So like it'll be like a new idea, and Jamie would be like, well, what if it gets to this? And I'll be like, yeah, but what if this? And it's
Yeah.
like a big
I think
spectrum.
I kind of do that with myself,
It's an
which is
interesting thing
fine.
because like if it was him, we'd get nothing done. But if it was me, I'd go to prison because I wouldn't pay my tax.
yeah.
Right?
You've got
So,
to
like,
have.
I'd come visit you.
You're right,
Yeah,
mate.
you're right. You're down like you were at Centrelink.
Yeah. But if I'm the accelerator and he's the brake, the accelerator has to be a stronger force.
Yeah.
Because at some point you have to just throw out the spreadsheet and
Yeah.
go with your gut.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like if you have 80% of the information, that's enough to make a decision.
Yeah.
You don't need to know everything because if you know everything, someone else has already opened it.
Exactly.
Because
And I
if it was
think a lot of the
guaranteed,
time,
it would open.
yeah, of course. I think a lot of the time, for me at least, momentum is like just doing something towards what you're thinking as opposed to just sitting there.
And from our experience, at least, it's very rarely, well, it's never worst case, it's never best case.
Yeah.
But being okay with if the worst case does happen, like you can live with it.
Yeah.
Like
you
if
live
it does
with
happen, like can
give
you
it a-
can
give
you
it a crack.
afford it? Can you live with
Yeah.
yourself?
Can we come back from
Can
this?
you do
Yeah.
the next thing? And
Yeah.
it's all, if that's like yes, then that's always a big tick in the positive column.
Yeah. Agree.
When you make a decision, we always think one-way door versus two-way door.
Yeah.
It's a quote from Jeff Bezos. It's like people spend an agonizing amount of time and it kills someone like myself who I don't really get lost in the details.
Yeah.
But they spend 3 months to make a decision, which is a two-way door, meaning they can try a Facebook ad.
Yep.
If it doesn't work, they can turn it off.
Yeah.
One-way doors where you are signing that big lease,
Mhm.
when you are
Well, hiring like someone on a contract, like a staff member, or
Yeah.
there's levels to it as well. But there's some irreversible, like close to irreversible
Yeah.
decisions. Like,
Like
if you sign a 400 square meter lease on the main street of Newcastle or like Beaumont Street or
Yeah.
Derby Street or something, you're probably not going to make that work.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to happen. No matter how good or persistent or how much you're hustling or how much we help you, it's probably just
but
not
you could
gonna
try
work.
the 21-day Pilates reset
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
It
And then it
work.
doesn't work. It's like, okay, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. So, but people get bogged down in those decisions.
Yeah.
And it's just playing it out. It's like, okay, if this does work, great. If it's not, then we can do the next, we'll go to plan B and it's not going to take up anything other than the time and the money.
Going back to the
resources.
fundamentals, they
That's
think about the color of the button on the website,
Yep.
which is the CTA,
Yep.
but they don't think about the pricing.
Yeah.
And that's where just I know it frustrates you.
Hmm.
Because like literally everything can be right. Everything. You can have the dream number of members, your dream location, your dream staff, but if your membership price is incorrect,
Mm.
you will not make money.
How many reformer beds do you think is suitable for your business, which is predominantly most reform Pilates businesses? What number have you landed
Well,
on?
I'm going to give Allana a big rap here because as far as I know, no one else in Australia owns more independent Pilates studio owners than you. So you are the expert. So tell us,
Thank you.
what would you do to create a successful Pilates studio today using the business fundamentals?
Yeah. Well, I think 12 to 16 reformers is a really good amount. I think any bigger than that, you're not paying enough attention.
I'll jump in for a sec.
Yeah.
There is an argument that if you have more than that, you might even need a second instructor.
Exactly.
Potentially, if you have 20 or 25, it's like there's so many moving
I
parts.
think having 16 for me, a couple of our bigger studios have 16. It means that in those really busy spots, you might have like all 16 done.
Oh yeah.
The filled. But any bigger than that, the one instructor can't pay attention.
Yeah.
And if you have half of those with newbies, they're
They're
screwed
not going
if
to
it's
get a good
not.
experience.
And having
Yeah.
a wait list at 6 a.m. is better than going bankrupt because you have
Yeah.
24 reformers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So 12 to 16. And then, like we said earlier, like pricing. So how did
Yeah.
you land on your pricing that you have now?
So my initial studio, I was thinking about doing packs. Like when I opened in 2019, it was only packs. Exactly.
How'd you get through that?
So I opened with a membership. And so a friend of mine who was she's got a recruitment business and software business, and she's amazing. She said to me back then, I want you to talk to a friend of mine. I forget his name, but I think that he changed my life.
Must have
he's
if you can't remember his name.
I know. But I can't remember anyone's name. It's really bad. Sometimes
Mitch.
I forget my own name.
Yeah.
But this conversation actually did change my life, I think. He said, Aaron's told me to give you a call. Let's just have a chat. I think he might have done something a bit similar to you guys, but and he said, so what are you doing and what are you thinking about for pricing? And I said, I'm opening a reformer studio. I think it's going to be great. All these things. I'm thinking about just doing what everyone else is doing, which is packs. And he said, I really don't want you to do that. I want you to think about doing a membership. And I was like, oh no, I've never seen this. How would it work?
Yeah.
And all these things. I was like, oh. And he just talked me through it, and he said that a lot of the functional fitness studios were doing it. And my main instinct was like, oh no, what if on an unlimited pack someone comes like 30 times a week? What if 20 people come 30 times a week and they don't even work and they're just at the studio and then I go bankrupt? Like that's the initial.
Yeah.
when
It's
someone
also
says that.
because like every other studio was doing ClassPass.
Yeah.
And everyone in your life that knew nothing about fitness businesses would have said things like, you can't do that, Allana.
Yeah.
Everyone uses packs. I would buy a pack.
Yeah. That was just the done thing. I still to this day maintain that I was the first person in Australia to do a membership for Pilates.
Chat GPT that. We'll fact check it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so I thought long and hard about it. I did I worked it out. I was like, well, how many people could we have on an unlimited membership? And I just went for it. I was like, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to go for it. And so my opening kind of special was a foundation membership. And I think that it was either $50 or $49 for unlimited Reform Pilates. And that it wasn't a thing. Like there were a few studios around. People were starting to know about it in Sydney, want to try it out. And when people saw that, I hustled, don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying it was a fluke because it absolutely wasn't. But I got so many more signups than I thought.
I'll jump in there. Like if you have a hot offer and provide tremendous value, it makes sales easy.
Yeah.
You have to have something people want.
Yeah.
All personal trainers want. We were PTs. All we wanted was a direct debit, which is effectively a wage for the owners.
Yep.
And we were going to buy an Anytime Fitness.
Yeah.
We were going to buy Anytime Curry.
Yep.
And we were driving over to the conveyancer to sign the lease. And Mitch said, do we really need this building to create a direct debit? Why don't we just, actually, I'll say something. We were the first people in Australia to have a direct debit outside in a park.
Was that my idea?
Really?
That was your idea. Yeah.
Was it?
So
Okay,
we were charging a direct debit for a boot camp with no commercial space, no commercial space outdoor.
And
in the
now that
park.
seems so normal, right?
Yeah.
It seems but it was like groundbreaking.
The knock on class packs versus membership, great for the consumer, class packs.
Yeah.
You're only ever paying for what you use.
Yep.
Right? You buy 10 sessions, $250, use them all. You pay more than the membership, but you're getting exactly what you pay for.
Yep.
Obviously, you've got how long you can use it for, like 12 weeks or whatever it is, but you're getting that. Membership, if someone is using it consistently, way better value for them. Consumer,
100%.
not as great for you if they're coming 7 days a week because they're taking up bed, but very, very rarely does that happen, at least in our
It's
experience.
rare. Yeah.
Very, very rare.
Some people do come twice a day, 7 days a week.
But we're talking like
very,
less
very
than
rare.
1%.
And those lifers, they pay you back in referrals. And they're the ones that build the community.
Exactly.
So you're okay with that.
So there's that.
Definitely.
The majority of people, in our experience at least, are like 2-3 sessions a week. There's those weeks where they're on holidays or they're sick for a few days or there's something happens to
The
their kids.
average for the industry is around 8 to 9 times a month.
Yep.
So even without sort of breaking down all the maths and everything there, I think having that predictable revenue that's coming in week after week, month after month is something that you can really hang your hat on as a business owner, and such a huge benefit of the fitness industry and the Pilates industry, because any other business outside of that, if you're looking at any shop or any restaurant,
nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing. Like, okay, last Saturday was busy. What if it rains? What if it floods like it has in Newcastle the last few weeks? I'm sure the restaurants would have been dead quiet.
Yep.
So then they would love to have repeated revenue. And it's something that as a fitness business, we have the ability to do it. And to your credit, you did it.
We caught, I'm embarrassed, we caught ClassPass fever for about a month or two. We tried it.
Class pack fever.
Class pack fever, sorry. We got to the end of our 28-day, 6-week intro.
Yep.
And Mitch was selling a 200 pack for $2,000.
Holy
That's right.
dooly.
And we
Sold a few of
still
them.
found
No, 100 pack for 200.
100 pack for $2,000.
I was like,
sorry.
geez, that's
yeah.
Gee,
cheap.
good deal.
100 pack for $2,000.
That was-
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we still found like a membership was better because the membership was equivalent to about, if they averaged 3 times a week, it was like 8 months.
Yep.
So we had to, still had to re-sign them again.
Yeah.
When we started FBC, there's a company out there that do sales and they sell people on intros
Mhm.
to packs and they continue to keep selling packs for the studios. I thought, why the f do they even exist? Like, you've got their card number, get a direct debit.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
So it was started about 50 per week. Is it still around that at the moment? Like here in 2025 for like your studios?
Oh, no. No, that if I had 50 members. Oh,
No,
you're talking, I
$50
was
a week.
talking, I was like,
Sorry.
oh, I wouldn't be.
$50
I wouldn't
per
have
week.
as many
Sorry.
studios as
Yeah.
I do.
You wouldn't be.
No, we would not be having this conversation. I actually forget the exact price now. I think it's $65 a week.
I think that's right.
Unlimited.
I was
Is
on
that-
your website the
You're
other day. Looked good. It was, but I guess that's obviously like over the last few years it's increased.
That was the foundation though. So the normal one was higher.
Yeah.
So probably still similar, to be really
65?
honest with you. Yeah.
Quick break. If you're listening and you wish to learn more about how we help grow and scale Pilates businesses, there'll be a link below to schedule a call with me.
And if you'd like to chat to our team about becoming a Muse franchise partner, then there's a link below to do so as well. I also have a Pilates instructor training business called Spicy Pilates Teacher Training. It is fully online. And if you have anyone that you'd love to refer, come and check it out. It not only goes over how to become an amazing instructor, provides people with a certification, but it also talks about the business of Pilates, how those people will come in and work for you and really hit the ground running. Check it out with the link below.
Back to the fundamental, did you map out the pre-sale in terms of like 20 members at X price, 20 members at X price? Did you keep increasing it?
So I only had foundation.
Okay.
And honestly, I've played around with that with every opening since. And I think having foundation and then nothing else, the best way to go. I've done like foundation and then they're sold out. Like we said, there was 100 and they're sold out. And then we go to like pre-opening and that
Stage
kind of,
2.
oh, that's the worst. Like you do so much work to swap all the marketing over.
Yep.
And then they really wanted that, the foundation, and they don't really want the full price. And they're like, it's for all of the effort, I would never do it again,
We'll
ever.
save that for the pre-sale episode when we really get into the weeds.
Yeah.
So effectively, the fundamentals of business, you have to have a favorable lease.
Yep.
With a low amount of rent.
Yep.
Ideally with a low fit out.
Yep.
Don't get bullied or pressure into signing a lease.
Yep.
If you feel as though it's not going to work, don't just do it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Actually think through it. From there, making sure that your price matches the number of members that you need.
Yep.
In conjunction with the amount of beds that you should have.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if anything is wrong, if your rent's too high, if you have too few beds, you have too many beds, your price is wrong,
Yep.
you're in big trouble.
Or if you're paying staff an incorrect
Paying staff,
amount.
yeah.
Like, you can also, people might come into interview and you might think they're fantastic and they might want $20 more a class than anyone else. And you might have to say in the beginning, I'm sorry, we might be able to afford you in 6 months' time when I've built this up, but right now I can't. So that's also something, I think you have to be really firm on it. And as long as I have found, and that's why I've built Spicy Pilates, our teacher training, but I found if someone comes through the door for an interview and they have an amazing personality and they're not shy, they're outgoing and they're really friendly, you can make them an amazing instructor.
yeah.
Agree 100%.
It doesn't matter if someone's a great instructor, but they're icy and they're not very friendly and they're pretty shy. Like it doesn't matter how technical they are, what they can say, what they can do. So I would almost rather start with a newbie and train them the way that I want them, and they be a more reasonable price that allows the business to be profitable.
Our 2 best hires were members.
Yeah.
They joined our program. They both lost weight. They were so amazing in sessions.
Yeah.
We hired them and they ran our gyms until the very end. And 2 of the trainers now own 2 of our locations. So it was a
That's
full
awesome.
circle moment for that.
How do you
awesome.
find instructors?
So I have found now that Seek is just garbage. We've tried them on and off
I've
over
heard
the
that.
years. It costs about $400 or $500 for a Seek ad now, and you
Wow.
just get nothing / garbage back. So we hire instructors through like Facebook pages. So for example, here in Sydney, where we are recording, Sydney Pilates instructors, like groups,
Okay.
or Sydney and yoga. Sydney yoga and Pilates instructors, things like that. And they've usually got, 5,000 members, 6,000 members, and just instructors are in there.
You said before about you hire on personality instead of
Yep.
technicality. What
Yep.
about experience? Where does that play into it?
Oh, we've got mentors. So if someone comes through and I don't do a lot of the hiring at the moment, we've got amazing managers that do, but I've always taught them that if someone comes through and they've got their certification and they are a really good fit, personality wise, values wise, we can tell that they're really interested, they're going to do a great job. I would rather than have them spend time with one of our mentors and train them up, sit in classes with them, give them feedback.
Do you know what I've found too? That if you hire someone with experience, like a host of experience, they can be set in their ways too.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
If they've been at another Pilates studio and they ran sessions a certain way and they did this and it's different to what you do, they might not agree with what it is.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, then you're trying to untrain what they believe, which is nearly impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, and we're of the same opinion that based on attitude and personality is much more important than the experience, as long as they're qualified and things, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think because they are very personable businesses, like fitness, if you group fitness or Pilates, like it is more important what you say and how you treat people and how you nurture people as opposed to the cues that you give.
It's far more important. And obviously we need to have a good class that's structured well, that people know what they're doing and how to move their body. But that person bringing a vibe and the energy and being a really good, friendly human, I think means more.
All of that is way more important than the technical aspect. You do need some technical ability, but
Of
you
course.
don't need to be the world's most knowledgeable Pilates instructor to run a great class.
Well,
No,
and
I
they'll
agree.
get better and they'll develop that technical skill.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't take long. You're doing the same classes. That doesn't take long to improve.
Our best trainer, his name's Steve, he was all hype and all vibes.
yeah.
And due to
a
our
hype guy.
due to our demographic, due to our avatar, to this day, his technical knowledge sucks. Like it really would.
It did get a lot better though. But it was more than enough for what was needed.
Yeah.
But he especially in the beginning, totally made up for it and then some with his.
And
his
those
attitude.
kind of instructors sometimes can just give a really simple class that's not super technical, and then people love going to the other instructor or the other instructors for more technical kind of unique things. So I think it's okay to have some
I'm in agreement.
instructors like that.
Class packs do have their place. Because they are, there are certain people that want them.
Yep.
Our opinion of class packs is like, you just don't need to offer them first.
Yeah.
I would always offer the membership option first before class packs.
Yep.
And it's a great way to downsell. We have a membership, cool. We have unlimited, too much. We have 2 a week, not really sure. We have a 20 pack, 15 pack, 10 pack.
Yeah.
It's a great way for you to get people into your studio. What I want to ask you about, and it's really, because a hot topic in the moment in the industry is your opinion on ClassPass.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on ClassPass?
I do not like it. And we're slowly moving away from it. So there are 10 Muse corporate studios, and we've got 4 studios that are franchised, and we've got some more opening soon, which is really exciting. But of our 10, we have cancelled ClassPass, and you have to give 90 days to get out of it, which I think is, I signed the T's and C's, like it's, it is what it is. That's outrageous. But anyway.
So you were on them.
We're on there. You're getting money from it. So I guess it's like, oh, money, great, yay.
So for someone at home who has a Pilates studio owner, a Pilates studio that might not be on ClassPass, like how does it work?
Yeah.
Where does it help studios and where is it not great?
So the pitch from ClassPass is that we will use our tech to link up to your system, and we'll identify where that spot wasn't going to be filled. Like that's their pitch, right? So it wasn't going to be filled. So it's
dead space.
It's dead space. We'll fill the dead space to generate more revenue for you.
Yeah. No such thing as a free lunch?
No. And what we have found, I've been on it for years, like on and off it, but years. So years experience with it. There's no real transparency with their metrics and how they work it out. Like you will never know, and even their back end system, like you can't go in and say, okay, at the Dulwich Hill studio at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, we had 2 ClassPass people there, and they were spots that weren't going to be full. They would have been full.
How can they tell that? Like how can?
So we have tested it out every which way. they definitely fill spots that would have been filled by members, and sometimes weeks in advance.
Okay.
Like what they say they're doing, I don't believe it.
Well,
And
it would be pretty easy to determine, like if you've got ClassPass people in there and then you've got a waiting list.
Yep, we've had
of
that
members.
many a time.
And they say it doesn't happen.
They say it doesn't happen.
And then you have said, hey, like this is happening.
Yeah.
And then what is their response?
Basically just gaslight you.
So I haven't got
Probably going
experience.
to get roasted for this, but
I haven't got experience with ClassPass, but we have got experience with Fitness Passport.
Mhm.
It's a New South Wales thing, effectively offered to corporates and government employees.
Yeah.
Where they pay Fitness Passport $10 a week, they get access to almost every gym in Newcastle, as well as the public pools.
Yeah.
Great for the consumer,
yeah.
terrible for the gyms.
Yeah.
So we actually bought a gym in 2019, and it was a boutique gym,
Yeah.
and it had Fitness Passport. And the guy we bought it off was actually doing the dodgy thing to do. So he was charging a gap fee.
Yeah.
So he was charging $29.95 per week, plus people would then scan their passport in. So he'd get the membership fee, and then he'd get the passport fee.
Okay.
Every time they came through, it was like a per visit thing.
Okay.
So that was the thing.
I don't know
$7 a
anything
visit
about
or something.
$7 a
passport.
visit. Yeah.
So so let's say our normal membership was $60. If the people had passport, they would pay us $30.
Yep.
And then every time they came through for a workout, they scanned their card, and then we would get $7 from them.
Okay.
So if they came 3 times in a week, $21 from passport, 30 from the membership equals $51.
Yeah.
And our opinion was like, well, that's still worse than what our full paying membership is.
Yeah.
But obviously the whole Fitness Passport argument is like they wouldn't have been there
Right.
at all.
Well, it's similar with ClassPass. So their pictures, they wouldn't have been there at all. That's dead space. But then they say they give you a range for what you could earn. And it's very hard to determine exactly what you earned for any particular class or spot in the back end system. But you earn so little from it. Like it's much less than any pack, like maybe someone coming on a membership that came 7 times a week. Like maybe it might even that, but it's not, there's nothing in it for the business.
Well, Fitness
all.
Passport's interesting because the consumer pays them $10 a week.
Mm.
And then if that consumer comes to our gym 3 times a week, they then pay the studio at the point in time, might have changed, $21.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of big box gyms rely on people not coming. They are banking on
Yeah,
people not
that's-
coming.
yeah.
Like, they are banking on it because if
Yep.
the Fitness Passport member
It's like car
averaged 2
insurance.
visits a week,
Mm.
they would go bankrupt.
Exactly.
I guess my thought on ClassPass, and I've had lots of conversations with different owners about it, and I do have
Yeah.
some that like it
Yeah.
in the cities and depending on the type of business. But the one commonality with those businesses is they're not supply constrained. So they don't have these classes that are filling out.
Yes.
If you've got like a spin room with 30 bikes in it or a
Yeah.
yoga thing and you've got 40 people, it's
Yep.
like, we're never going to be full. So
No,
like
I
if
think
it's
it'd be
normally 20 and then you
Absolutely
get 5,
perfect for that.
but when you have a finite amount of beds
Yep.
and it is potentially taking up from your members who are paying,
Yep.
that's
The
doesn't
worst thing,
really
and it
make
used to
sense.
kill me, it would be they'd be a member at our gym.
Yeah.
And then they would go get Fitness Passport. And I'm
Yep.
sure it happens at Pilates. They're a member of Muse. They love it. They realize that Muse is on ClassPass.
Yeah.
They then go join ClassPass. Your membership is now 0
Yeah.
and they're bouncing around studios. Again, great for the consumer, terrible for studios.
Yeah, it is. It's
you're,
not
you're
good.
potentially having, well, even if people come in and love it,
Yep.
they could come in and think that your studio and your class is like the best they go to, but like they are still not going to cancel ClassPass and come.
And what ClassPass has said to us is that if people start coming too regularly to your studio, then they make it more expensive for them to go, which
How's that work?
like you have to use more credits if they're coming too regularly. And that's their way of saying we're discouraging people from coming to you regularly using ClassPass so that they'll join you as a member.
But
think
then if they
there's-
buy more credits through ClassPass, ClassPass makes more money.
Yep.
And I think that there's like, at least from my understanding, there's like, if you book in a class, there's different values assigned to it based on the popularity of that class. So if you
Yes.
come to like a 11 a.m.
Yep.
Thursday one, that's never feel that'll be cheap
Yep.
to go to. If you
Yep.
want to come 6 a.m. Monday morning,
Yep.
that would be more expensive.
Yeah.
It's
So black and white question, is ClassPass good or bad for the industry?
Bad.
And you said they gaslight you. How?
Well, that's very strong.
That's what you said.
I know it's true. But there's never been any clarity about exactly their algorithm to make up.
Yeah. I'm still
Yeah.
confused how it works.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
No, we've been on it for years and there's never been clarity. So when I say gaslight, I mean,
Yeah.
They bamboozle. Maybe.
Bamboozled.
I'm going to bamboozle.
Hoodwink.
Yeah. That's better.
So if they had a report, hey, like we filled Thursday, 8 p.m., there was 4 people there. Over the last 12 months, that session has never been full.
Yeah.
That type of transparency isn't in the report.
And if they said, no, it's not. And if they said, like, you could just look up and say, on that class, that day, that time, we had 4 people in there. Yeah, it's normally dead. And we earned $5 each of those people. Like, if it was...
You don't spend it all at once.
If it was that transparent.
Yeah.
And also, if you could choose what times, like if you could actually choose it, like if you could get in the back end and say, hey, ClassPass, I want to keep 11:30 a.m. class weekdays on. It's not really filling up, but I'd love to keep it on as an option for our members, just so they've got it there if they want, if the 10:30 is too busy. If we had the option to maybe like just have that one or just pick and choose.
You have to have your full timetable on.
Yes.
I hate that.
Yes.
Even with our Done For You Everything service, we sell for a lot of Pilates owners and say like, hey, my 6 a.m. is full. What can we do?
Yeah.
Pretty common sense. We just remove the 6 a.m. off the timetable.
Yeah.
And then when they book in a call and chat to our team, they can only sell into other sessions.
I think part of the reason we wanted to talk about this was because one of the limitations of reform of Pilates is you only have so many beds.
Yeah, of course.
So you don't want to do something that is going to limit how many members can come in.
Yes.
Because of these external people that are coming through. And really you're getting a bit of money, but there's no intention on signing up or becoming long-term members.
Exactly.
You would much prefer to have people in there who are part of your community. They're paying you. They are coming multiple times a week. They're seeing results. 100%. They're making all of that.
So it's basically the casual drop-ins that are meant to be in spots that are empty, but that's not what we found. And they're taking away spots from members. And another thing I'll say, when you're looking at class capacity utilization reporting, if you've got heaps of ClassPass people coming in there and you're like, oh, okay, it's this percentage this week, there's no way to break that down. You can't be like, oh, well, 10% was ClassPass and the rest was our members. Like there's...
Is it in Newcastle?
But
do people like use it in Newcastle?
Yeah.
More prominent in Sydney though? Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, no.
Because I feel like it's worldwide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm sure there's like LA and New York and London, places like that. Maybe it is kind of everywhere and you can't really get around not having it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, at least from what I can see, the size of it is in Australia.
Yep. And it's...
You could drop it and maybe it doesn't make
But that's the
too much
issue, right?
difference.
Because studios would be making... I'm not going to use the word decent, but they'd be making revenue off it.
Yeah, you get money.
And they'd be...
It's hard to turn down money,
they'd
right?
be stuck between a rock and a hard place because they need to go fish for themselves.
Yeah.
That's the conversation I have over and over again. It's like, well, I am getting X amount per month or quarter or whatever it is. And it's, that's half my rent or that's, whatever the justification is. So then to drop that and not get that, it is a big leap.
It is.
So how long have you been trying to come off it? What has that experience been like? And if there are other studios out there that may be having similar issues, like what has your process been?
So we trialed it out coming off one studio earlier in the year. I think we trialed it out for a month or 2. And then my accountant did all of the analysis in the back end. And the whole team made the decision that we're going to come off it altogether. It is a leap. Like it might not necessarily be replaced, but it also, like we're going back to before, can we live with the risk? Yeah, we can absolutely live with it. It's not that big a deal.
And you've always backed yourself in to fill those spots on your own.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think it's, if somebody was thinking about it, you just really need to weigh up a lot of the pros and cons of it.
Yep.
And it might make sense for some studios. Again, I think in my opinion, it's based off capacity.
Yep.
If you've got a big old room and you're doing yoga or mat Pilates or something, like maybe it does make sense because it really is just like that extra person is just pure profit. But then you're also potentially never able to sign them up.
It's an interesting relationship because they need the studios to make money.
Yeah.
More than the studios need them.
Well with Fitness Passport.
I've thought about it all the time. Like I used to hate it. Get a message through, hey guys, are you on Fitness Passport? Hey guys, are you on ClassPass? Like if every studio just said, nah, no more, we're all getting off it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get those messages anymore.
No, you
And
wouldn't.
the only things that would exist would be memberships.
Yeah.
And class packs.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, oh, but like there's a certain percentage of people that want to use different things.
Mm.
Okay. don't come here then.
It's not for us. You don't
Yeah.
just because something is available doesn't mean that you have to use it.
Well, for Fitness Passport, it makes great sense for like the big box gyms
Yeah.
and the pools and things because, again, you have extra people coming through that
Yeah.
wouldn't have ever been there. It's all like through, you need to have like a government job or a partner of a government job or
Yeah.
something. It's great for the consumer.
Yeah.
Like amazing. But in my opinion, it doesn't make sense for the smaller boutique studio.
Yeah.
Fitness Passport. And it kind of seems like it's somewhat similar for ClassPass.
And we haven't
as well.
also spoke about like how your members feel about it. When your members are paying 60, 70, 80 a week
Yeah.
and they got Jay next to them who comes once a week paying $5.
Well, I mean,
They wouldn't know.
they wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They get extremely cranky if they can't get into a class, and that cannibalizes memberships. Like if a few weeks go by or a month and they just consistently can't get in because they're fully booked, they wouldn't know that they're fully booked with ClassPass members who shouldn't be there.
So
They will leave.
So that's probably the most important thing, right? So you've had experiences
Yeah.
where sessions have been full of ClassPass members
Yeah.
when they shouldn't have been able
There
to
shouldn't have
book in
been
those
one
time
ClassPass
slots.
person in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
An existing member, an OG member on
Yeah.
a high rate has cancelled.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
When you've given that feedback to ClassPass, like, hey, why can they book into that time slot? You said they couldn't, only Thursday, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
What is their response?
I can't even remember the specific response, but it's just, that's not how the algorithm works. And we have a lot of examples written down, but we decided it wasn't a fair relationship. So
Okay.
we're outie.
It's an interesting dynamic. And they're a business, they're a company.
Yeah,
Obviously,
of course.
they're doing what's best for them, like any business does. And
Yeah.
it just doesn't, at least, again, the people we speak to, they're reaching out to us for a reason because they would need more people.
Exactly.
So
yeah, they're not reaching out to you because they're sitting there not wanting any more members
Yeah.
because they're full with ClassPass.
So I'm sure
They're
there
doing
are
really well.
owners out there that we don't know and they make a good buck off ClassPass and they're happy, but
Yeah.
we've just been in the position to have a lot of conversations where
yeah,
it just doesn't really make sense and they're stuck. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Like they're stuck because it's
they
like,
feel stuck.
yeah, if I stop, it's like all this money
Yeah.
straight away, short term pain.
Yes.
Maybe there's long term, potential in
Yes.
the future, but it's just
And I think that
They're
goes to
stuck.
if they were to pull back, they need to make sure that they've got proper marketing and sales systems in place potentially before they pull back.
well, to kind of wrap it up with our Fitness Passport example, our situation, we culled it after
Yep.
I don't know, a couple of months or a year. I can't remember the timeline on it, and we lost members like straight away.
Yeah.
And we knew those members; they were
Yeah.
our friends, and it was like, oh, that sucks. Like, and
Yeah.
they were like, hey, I'm really sorry, but I'm not. This is what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, and that was like an unfortunate thing that
Yeah.
happened. And then not long after that, we just got members to replace them, and on we went.
Because that's the most important thing, right? Can you replace them? And if you can, there's definitely better options out there for you to make revenue for your studio. And the
Agree.
day that we learned to acquire clients was the days that cancellations no longer bothered us.
Yeah,
And
you were
the last thing on
devastated.
it is like it does impact the positioning of your business, I think. Like
Yeah.
why aren't they associated with ClassPass? Oh, we're a boutique studio.
Yep.
Like we just don't accept it.
Yep.
And then you're just not lumped into that same group of studios that do it. Maybe that does have a bit of a result on how consumers feel about
Before
it. too.
we wrap, have you found a difference in the attitude of the consumer? Because we always found like the vast majority of our Fitness Passport members were the worst members.
Oh, really?
They wanted everything and they were paying nothing.
Yeah.
How have you found that with ClassPass members versus your regular members?
I mean, I think they are more just drop in. They're not probably
They're there
have a
for the
chat with
class.
everyone. Yeah, they're just there for the class more so than the community. This is only something tiny, but it does annoy me. They'll often drop in and like, oh, they need a pair of socks and then their card's not on file because they're not connected to the system. And then they ghost us and never pay for their fucking socks.
And that's the shit that like that would annoy anyone.
Yeah.
Like, there are
That's my pet peeve.
yeah.
That's rude.
We'd have Fitness Passport.
That's theft.
We'd have Fitness
Well,
Passport.
yeah, that is theft.
It's theft.
Just a little casual theft at a place.
the old
and
accountant
that's
would have
where
liked
yeah.
Where are
If
the
you-
socks going?
Yeah. And if you come to our studio, we need a card on file just in case you make purchases around the studio. And they'd be
And
weird about it. Oh, no, I'm not doing
you
that.
can't.
Like ClassPass.
Yeah,
You
it
don't
just-
have their information. So it's
And you just have,
Yeah.
because you're associated with that, you need to follow their rules, and that's
Yeah.
yeah.
And this
again, it disrupts
podcast is
what you
all
do.
about like we have walked a day in the life of a studio owner. I love studio owners. I love the fitness industry. I will do this for the rest of my life. And I feel like studio owners get walked over by
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
And the idea of being taken advantage of as someone who is just pursuing their passion really pisses me off.
Yeah. Agree.
Approach with caution, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just to wrap, business fundamentals. Lease,
Yep.
needs to be good. Size of the building needs to be good.
Moderate.
Yeah.
Rent needs to be achievable. Based on the cost of the fit out, dictate the length of the lease.
Yep.
If it's expensive, longer lease. If it's not, maybe do a quick in and out.
Yep.
Making sure that you have the correct pricing with your membership to match how many beds that you have in place.
Have a membership.
Have a membership in place,
Yeah.
not ClassPass.
Have that
ClassPass.
as like your first option too.
First
And
option.
What you present to people.
And then from there, it would be making sure that like you don't look for the best Pilates instructor and pay top dollar at the start.
Yeah.
Hire on attitude.
Yeah. Well, that might be a personal decision. You might say, I'm
Yeah.
going to do half the classes. I want, the top instructor in the whole area to do 1 block a week. And then I'm going to go for juniors and I'm going to mentor them. Like everything is a personal decision, but do your numbers.
Do your numbers.
Do your numbers.
Cool. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Business of Pilates podcast. If you enjoyed the episode and want to learn how to grow and scale the studio, there'll be a link below to book in a call. If you're interested in opening up a Muse franchise or learning more about Spicy and the Pilates instructor course, there'll also be a link for that. Thank you so much. Please share with another studio owner and pass along this podcast.